Millions of years ago, before cities, before language, before fire was fully understood, survival was the only law. The earth was wild, filled with beasts larger than imagination. Every sunrise was a question, and every night a battle to live another day. But in this brutal world, there was one young man, a hunter named Kale, and his story is the story of how humanity learned to fight back against extinction. Kyle belonged to the Riverstone tribe, a small group of barely 20 souls. They lived in the shadow of tall mountains, beside a river that gave life, and sometimes took it away. The world was merciless. Storms tore through their shelters, predators stalked their camp at night, and hunger was their daily companion. Kyle's father, the tribe's greatest hunter, had vanished in the mountains weeks ago. Now, the burden of survival fell on Kyle's young shoulders. With nothing but courage and a spear of stone, he set out to feed his people. The tracks led them deep into the valley onto the trail of a woolly bison, one of the most dangerous creatures of their time. Kyle and his hunters moved silently, hearts pounding, every sense awake. They knew one mistake could mean death. Then the forest exploded with a roar. A saber-toothed cat leapt from the shadows. Spears flew through the air. One struck the beast's shoulder, but it didn't stop. Kyle dove to the ground, rolled, and grabbed a burning branch from a nearby bushfire. He swung it forward, flames hissing in the air. The great cat froze, hissed, and vanished into the forest. For the first time, Kyle understood the power of fire. It was more than light. It was survival. That night, the tribe gathered around the fire, eating what little they had. The flames danced on their faces, symbols of hope in a world that knew none. Kyle stared at the mountains beyond the river, the same mountains where his father disappeared. His mother whispered softly, "Your father believed the mountain gives to those who are brave enough to climb." At dawn, Kyle would leave the tribe and face the unknown. Kyle walked for days, through forests of ice, across frozen rivers, through storms that swallowed the sun. He fought hunger, he fought exhaustion, he fought fear. One night he found shelter, like a cave hidden behind a wall of ice. Inside, the walls were covered in drawings. Animals, hands, stars, and flames. It was as if the spirits of those who lived before him had left their mark. Proof that humanity had always struggled, always fought, always hoped. Kyle touched the drawings and felt a spark of courage. He was not alone. He was part of something far greater. At dawn, Kyle saw them. A herd of wild bison grazing in the frozen valley. He gripped his spear tight. This was his moment. One throw could feed his tribe, or end his life. He crouched low, took a breath, and hurled the spear with all his strength. The beast stumbled, fell. Snow turned red. Kyle knelt beside it, his chest rising and falling in the cold air. Narrator, calm, proud tone. He whispered a prayer to the earth, to his father, to the mountain, to life itself. For Kyle, survival was no longer fierce, it was faith. Kyle returned home a hero. The tribe danced around the fire, children laughing, the night alive again. He had done more than bring food. He had brought hope, the spark that would carry humanity through the ages. In the prehistoric battle for survival, courage was mankind's first weapon.